let me um, condole with all Nigerians on the death of General Muhammad Buhari. He has come and he has played his roles as two-time president, civilian president of Nigeria, and as a military leader in this country. How well he performed in the roles that he played depends on individual assessment. To me, he has tried his best as a military leader. Don't forget that when he came as a military leader, he introduced a lot of regulations and laws like war against indiscipline, from where we derive the culture of queuing today. In those days, you go into the bank, you are faced with a rowdy scenario. There was this catchphrase, war against indiscipline, which was effectively and fervently implemented when he was the military leader of this country. I can recall that part of the things introduced was people queuing up in public institutions and at major outings where you need to maintain order and discipline. And that has become part of us till today. Then Buhari, as a person and as a military leader, to me, he was a disciplinarian. And he tried to impart that into the culture and tradition of Nigeria. He did his best on that. I cannot call him a perfect leader. Just like anybody, he may have his own weaknesses, which upon which people have formed their opinion of him. But to me, as an individual, he has come as a two-time president of Nigeria. He was a military leader and he was a civilian president. He has tried his best to ensure that Nigeria becomes a good place. He has contributed in his own little way. But you see, a lot of people may not agree with what I am saying. They are looking at him from the bad side of his behaviors and uh, and the roles that he plays. But you don't assess a man by his negative attributes. Buhari was he was a leader, he was a team leader, and you cannot 100% put the blames of the two administrations which he led on him. He had Idiagmo in those days, who was regarded as the man behind the war against indiscipline, far more than Buhari. During the military regime, you heard more about Idiagmo than Buhari. He was in the background, even though he was the head of state. Then you heard more about Idiagmo, and Idiagmo was a very stand tough looking man, far more than Buhari. Don't forget that during the coup, they easily arrested Buhari. There was no resistance when the soldiers went there to arrest him. They had free access to him. If it were another soldier, those soldiers would have battled heavily to have access to the president and arrest him. But in his days, he waited for when he heard that they were coming, he waited and he was arrested. Nothing happened, no bloodshed. To that extent, I would say that he did his best. He has come, contributed in his own way to what Nigeria is today. And we must not continue to remember him as a president who inflicted, yes, he inflicted some hard policies on this country. That may be his own perception of administration, and we may see it differently, and he saw it as something that is good for the country. So we are allowed to differ on issues, but to me, we must commend him for the little he was able to do as the president of Nigeria in the military regime and a civilian president.
Well, President Tinubu, he has declared 7 days of national mourning with flags at half-mast. So,
Mm.
how significant is this official show of
It,
respect?
it is it is
You know,
significant. He was a president of Nigeria, a military president and a civilian president, and you can't do anything lesser than what Tinubu has done for a man who has achieved that kind of feat in the polity of this country. So it is in order that the flags will fly in half mast for 7 days, and the kind of honor I learned top government officials are moving towards his state, Niger State now, preparatory to his burial by 4 p.m. today. I commend the steps so far taken by the President of Nigeria, President Tinubu, and we cannot but wish that General Buhari will rest in perfect peace.